Hello everyone, wishing you well. Today's how-to video is about how to squat. And I invite you to do this short workout with me. We're going to do a few squat variations just to keep it interesting so that you can learn the technique through your body and not just with your head. So let's get started. So the kind of squat that we're going to do today is the kind that is most like the chair pose in yoga, or where you're sitting down into an imaginary chair. However, most of the technique applies to whether you're doing a squat with the feet wide apart or whether you're doing them turned out. So just keep that in mind. But for today, we're going to have the feet hip distance apart. So you want to be able to have a fist between your ankles and have all 10 toes pointing forward. And then our technique is inhaling as we're going down into the squat and exhaling as you come up. And there's no minimum as to how deeply you go down, especially if you need to be careful with your knees. However, the maximum that we're going to go down is to about 90 degrees. Okay, and you definitely don't need to go that low. So just find the range that works for you. And then going deeper into the technique, as I say, all 10 toes are pointing straight ahead. And I want you to come into a mini squat here and just see that the center of your kneecap is in line with your second and your third toes. So when you look down, you should see your big toes on the inside of your knees. So you're not letting the knees or the ankles roll in or out. And then you want to have your weight on all four corners of your feet. And those are the ball of your big toe and the ball of your baby toe. So not the toes themselves, they're actually pretty free, but the ball of your big toe and baby toe, and then the inner heel and the outer heel. So having all your weight even on those four corners, but favoring your weight towards your heels so that your knees are not going past your toes. You'll be able to see if you have your weight more towards your toes, your knees go past them. And if you bring your weight back towards your heels, your knees come back as well, and that protects the joint. And then I want you to focus on keeping your body lifted. So lifting the chest, lifting the abdominals as you're going down into the squat. So thinking that there's an eye on your chest and that it's aiming forward and slightly up, not looking up with your eyes and your head, but looking up with the eye in your chest. And this should cause the abdominals to lift and the tailbone to come down. Okay, you want to aim your tailbone down towards the floor, down into your imaginary chair, and not aiming your hips back and then lifting your chest up to get the eye on your chest up, because that's going to arch your back. Okay, instead, aim your tailbone down towards the imaginary chair or the floor. Draw the abdominals in and up, lift the chest up. And this brings me to a phrase that I'm going to say several times through this video, is to think up when you're going down and think down when you're going up. So as you inhale and go down into your squat, keep the chest and the belly lifting up, and then exhale, push down powerfully to bring yourself back up. Okay, so inhaling, going down slowly, exhaling, pressing up more quickly. So you're going slow like you have a parachute on. You want a light landing so you're not crashing on your knee joints. And then exhaling as you're pushing yourself up powerfully. Inhaling, feeling lifted as you're going down. Exhaling, pushing down powerfully. So now we're going to take this concept of thinking up as you go down and thinking down as you go up into the legs, because we can really use the muscles on the inside and the outside of the legs to pull up as we go down in order to take pressure off of the joints, the knees, the ankles, the arches of the feet. And then we're going to push down through the bones in order to bring ourselves up. So just start off bringing your awareness to the inner and outer ankle bones. This is kind of subtle, but you should be able to feel this. I want you to pull in and up through the inner and outer ankle bones, pulling the muscles in and up, like the muscles are slightly hugging the bones. And then continue that hugging in and up through the inside and the outside of your shins, the inside and the outside of your knees, and the inside and outside of your thighs. So the muscles are hugging in and up. Okay, just feeling that and then letting it go, feeling the difference. Okay, so it's very subtle, but it's really important to take the pressure off of the joints. So once more, pull up through the inner and the outer ankles, the inner and the outer shins, the inner and the outer knees, feeling the muscles hug in towards the bones, the inner and the outer thighs. This should automatically cause the abdominals to lift in and up, which is great. And then keep that lift and inhale as you slowly go down into your squat. And exhale as you push down through the bones to come up, pushing down through the four corners of your feet. So the bones are getting a healthy kind of stress. Okay, so it's inhaling, the muscles are lifting up as you go down, and exhaling, they're pushing down as you go up. Inhaling, lifting, going down slowly. Exhaling, pushing down through the bones. And we'll just do two more. Inhaling, lifting up through the inner and the outer legs. Exhaling, pushing down to come up. And one more, breathing in. The chest is lifted, the belly is lifted, the leg muscles are lifted. Exhale as you push down. So now we're going to go into some variations just to make it interesting. We're going to inhale as you go down into your squat, keeping everything lifted, and then exhale as you push and go all the way up onto the ball of your foot, lifting your heels. And the reason why I want to do this is basically this motion of pushing up is like practicing for jumping. So you can practice your technique in slow motion. And also, when you press up onto the balls of your feet, it really shows you where your technique is at. If you're not using your core, your spine will wobble. If you're not pulling up equally through your inner and your outer ankles, they'll wobble. And so you can really learn if you've got the technique deep into your body. And so let's just reinforce that when you're pressing up onto your toes, although you have your weight on all 10 toes, favor your weight towards the first and second metatarsal, the ball of the foot. So you can imagine that there's a ball in your ankles and you're not letting it roll out. And then you can imagine too that you have a ball at the top of your inner thighs and you're hugging in towards that. And that also you're keeping your tailbone down towards the floor and you're keeping your abdominals drawn in. And if that's not strong, that's when the rest of the body can start to wobble. Okay, so let's practice that. Lift up through your inner and your outer ankle, your inner and outer shins, your knees, your thighs, feeling the muscles hug the bones. Draw the abdominals in and the tailbone down, chest lifted. And inhale as you're going down into your squat, going down slowly. And exhale as you press up. And we'll also do this slowly so that you can control your motion. Exhaling as you lift your heels. Slowly lower them, going down slowly as you inhale and lifting. And exhaling as you're pushing down so much that your heels lift. And just practice that a few more times. Slowly lowering. Try and have everything be really smooth so you're working your control. And then exhaling, pushing down. The abdominals are drawn in, the ankle bones are hugging in, the thigh muscles are hugging in. Inhaling, slowly lowering. And exhaling, the abdominals are drawn in, the tailbone is to the floor, the ankles are hugging in. And last one, inhaling, slowly going down, chest is lifted, belly is lifted. Exhaling, pushing down through the bones to go up. And then just slowly lower your heels down. Okay, so you don't want to crash through your joints at any point in there. And then the next variation that we'll do is we'll inhale as you're lowering down into your squat. And then exhale, push down with both feet, but lifting one foot off of the floor. And you still want to focus on pushing down, especially through both hips. So you're not hiking one hip up, you're pressing both of them down towards the floor, keeping them level so that you can maintain your balance. And then it's inhaling, keeping the chest and the belly lifted as you're going down. Exhale, push down through both feet, through both hips as you lift the other leg up. And inhaling as you're lowering down and exhaling as you're pushing up. And here as well is where you want to feel your inner and your outer ankle, knee and thigh are hugging in evenly on your standing leg to keep your balance. Inhaling as you're going down, staying lifted. Exhaling, pushing down to bring yourself up. Inhaling, chest is lifted, belly is lifted. Exhaling, draw your navel in, pushing down through your feet and through your hips to come up. Inhaling, keeping the chest lifted as you inhale down. Exhaling as you're pushing up. We'll just do one more on each side. Inhaling, staying lifted, slowly going down. Exhaling, pushing down as you lift, feeling your inner and outer leg muscles hug the bones. Inhaling as you're going down, keeping your chest lifted. Exhaling as you're pushing down to go up. Good. So I hope that you found this all very interesting and very useful. And most importantly, I hope that you do these exercises so that you can get more connected to your body. And if you did like this video, please hit the like button, subscribe to my channel, share it with people you think might benefit from it. And in the description, you'll see a link to the Fully Embodied Fitness workout series, where I guide you through workouts that are designed to increase strength, especially core strength, flexibility, posture, balance, coordination, and overall body connection. So, if feeling more fully embodied sounds interesting to you, please check that out. And until the next time, I'm wishing you well. Take good care.